First off,
Who are you? What's your name?
where do you come from?
Okay, my name is Jason Cavalier, Leboeuf, but I just use Jason Cavalier for professional reasons. I come from the United States. I was born in New Jersey on an army base. And basically, since I was a kid, my dream was to work in movies. I didn't care about anything else. That's what I wanted to do.
And for how long have you been in this industry?
I started professionally when I was 25, so a good 30 years.
Okay, I know you're a pretty humble guy, so you don't like to brag much. But let's show off a
But
bit.
make me brag.
I'll make you brag a bit. So, how many movies have you been on or credited for as a stunt performer?
Yeah, you told me the answer to this at the beginning of the prep, and I don't remember it now. I think it was 80, somewhere around 80.
80.
As a stunt performer, 80.
And
Yeah,
as an
roughly.
actor?
That one I remember. It was 116 the last time I checked on the IMDb, and that's certainly higher than that because they're always a year and a half behind. But yeah, it's about 116.
116 all good movies?
Some of them are films that you would find in Walmart in the $3 bargain basement bin. That's just how it is. Like I've done everything from your low budget action movie to the major Hollywood blockbuster.
As a stunt? Name 3 big movies
Yeah.
you're on.
3 big ones. They're all pretty similar, but as a stunt, the first one that for me was like I can almost say it was life changing. Was I got a chance to be part of the 300 stunt team, and in a way it was good for my ego because it was gratifying. Like the local stunt coordinators knew who I was, knew what I was good at, but this was the first time that I got recognition from another team from outside. It was an American stunt team, and it was a gang that I knew of. It was the same guys that had done The Matrix, and I knew the names, and I'd seen the movies and the things that they were capable of. And to get recognition and sort of validation, it's like, yeah, I felt like, yeah, I'd kind of arrived. And one of the things, like, when I first started out on a lot of these low budget movies, I was trying to do a different style, introduce like a different sort of action style that just was not mainstream because I grew up idolizing Jackie Chan and it was fast paced, crazy action with a lot of hard hitting stunts. And the fighting style was much faster. Whereas everyone here was still doing the old, John Wayne, throw a punch, wait, and then get kicked in the head or whatever. It's kind of like slower and more North American and a lot more like Chuck Norris or Jean-Claude Van Damme, and these were not the kind of guys that I was looking at. I was looking at the Asian side. The Hong Kong guys could do it all. They could look like a traditional kung fu, master with the traditional moves, or they could move like a kickboxer at the drop of a hat, like whenever they needed to. So that was another thing that I picked up on was that you need to be versatile. And when the 300 stunt team finally came to Montreal and saw what I was capable of and what I could do, then like, this guy gets it. And I felt like, yes, finally, for fuck's sake.
Nice.
After 15 years of trying to get something done in this town, I have someone from outside that's worked on every major blockbuster after The Matrix saying, yeah, see this guy, he gets it. That meant a lot to me.
Awesome. And other 2 movies?
After that, would have to be the one that you and I met on was Immortals, because it was almost the same experience as 300, except the difference was our stunt team from Montreal was in charge. We designed the choreography, we designed the training, and we had you to design the nutrition to make sure that everybody looked the way they were supposed to look. On this film, I had been put in charge. I'm not officially credited for it. Other people are credited as coordinator and fight choreographer, but the main stunt coordinator was Mark Desordi, who, like, we're friends. We've been friends for a long time. Gave me a couple of the fights in the script to be in charge of. And at the end of the day, the way that I was just really happy, like, to kind of touch me, because at the end of the day, the fight was edited the way I would have done it at home on my own computer. The shots they took, the pacing, the rhythm, everything was like exactly what it should be. And that's because when I was designing the fight, they had sent up the special effects guys that were going to put the effects in later to watch, and they just kept looking at my fight, and I watched them taking notes, this, that, and the other. Mark also confirmed it after. He just said, yeah, these guys are watching you, and they're taking very detailed notes about what it is you want in this fight, you know, for it to work. And when I saw it later on screen, I'm like, I almost wanted to cry. It was like, finally, after 15 years, that's exactly what I see. What I saw in my head was on screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One more?
Sure. Oh, another big blockbuster. Okay, this one's for a different reason. It's got it's not necessarily stunt related, but probably Death Wish. Last year, I got to shoot Death Wish, and I played a scene opposite Bruce Willis. You know, I was like
As an actor or as a stunt?
Yeah, as an actor. Yeah, it was great. I mean, that's also another kind of validation. It's like. Because I stepped away from acting for a while, like focusing on the stunts, and I only stepped back in about 4 or 5 years ago, back into the acting game. And to get a chance to work with somebody like that, opposite somebody like that, it's, you know, looks really good on your reel.
Okay.
My education for movies began at a young age. I was like maybe, I guess between 6 and 10 years old. I saw everything. I grew up watching a lot of movies, and I was able to determine early, you know, things like I could pick out a stunt double, I could pick out when it was the actor, when it wasn't, you know, that kind of thing. So that's how my education began. It was also probably what formed me to do what I want to do now. The first movie I remember seeing was On Her Majesty's Secret Service, with a James Bond movie. And I saw there's a part in the movie where James Bond is like trying to infiltrate the evil base, and he does it by sliding down a cable car cable, you know, using like something to slide down. I'm like, somebody got paid to do that. That's actually a job. That looks like fun. It doesn't look like what I saw around me, which was people cutting down trees for a living, which didn't really look that fun. So that's kind of like what started my journey there. But I remember with you, it was to go from 0 to what I was. Yeah, I have pics of that too, by the way. I have before and after of that, if you need that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think I still have one. I have one on my Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
The one you took in your.
In my place.
At
But
place.
do you have the before? What?
No.
No. You might want to. It might be a good ad, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I don't remember? We met, it was on Immortals, right? It was preparation for Immortals.
Yeah.
But how did that come about? I'm curious to know, what was the process for you? Who told you about it? And yeah, how did yeah?
Okay, I started with Marie-Pierre.
Right.
I was training her for a fitness competition.
Yeah.
And then because she was preparing, she would get very lean. And at that time, Jean was training her as a stunt.
That's right, because she was
And
she was
saw
part of our
saw
stunt
her
team at the time.
and like, okay, who's your trainer? Oh, it's this guy from Sherbrooke.
Because my experience with you is that it's like 95% food diet.
Yeah.
But have you ever found, just as a weird off example, that other environmental factors may affect it? You know, is it, well, like for example, you touch on stress.
Yeah.
You know, like a person's lifestyle stress. So let's say their diet is 100% on point, and something is still not happening. Can you give me an example of like something other than diet that also affects you, stops you from achieving the goal that you want to achieve? Something that a normal person would never even consider that it would affect it.
Yeah.
You know?
How you prepare your mind to lose weight makes a huge difference, like beyond expectation. So let's say I come to see you, I want to lose weight, and I'm like this, I won't get any results out of it. But if I talk to you and like, okay, I want to lose weight, I know already it will be easy. Just by how mentality, physically, you're putting stress to your body. Some people with genetic, they get fat when they're stressed out, where others, they will get very lean when they're stressed out. But people who get very lean when they're stressed out, they don't come to my office. So I don't get to see them, so I can talk about. But I had one client, one actress actually. I had to make her gain weight, which was an interesting contract.
Did you have to make her gain weight because of the job?
Because of the
she
job.
had to gain. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's.
she had to gain
20 pounds, which was, it looks funny, but for her that was a very big challenge.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's one type who would lose very fast.
Yeah.
But she had, in the same movie, she had to lose that 20 pounds. So usually we do a reverse shooting. So I asked the director, can you shoot the movie, you know, starting by the end and going to the beginning?
That's
Usually the way we do it. So
Okay.
you make people lean and then you make them gain weight. So it's easier to gain weight. And the director, she goes, well, we can't because of
scheduling and
schedule, location.
whatever. I'm like, okay, so let me meet up with the actress, and she's the type that lose weight as soon as she's stressed out. So I'm like, okay, this will be good, because the only thing I need to do is stress her out after.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding.
No, wait a minute. So what you're saying, Chris, is that you're a professional asshole. Is that what you're saying?
So I'm just saying there's other ways to lose weight than just food. You know, number one nutrient is oxygen. Because if you stop oxygen, you die in a few minutes.
This is good to know. If you stop oxygen, you will die. It's confirmed.
Houston, yeah, it's confirmed.
We have a problem.
Yeah,
Don't stop breathing.
don't get out into space because you'll die. Keep the mask on.
Yeah. What's the number two? Water?
Number two is water.
Okay.
So if you don't have enough water, the body will start to retain water to make sure you will survive for the next day or 2 days or 5 days.
You've done some crazy stunts in all these years. Were there one particular that you either have been scared of or got injured in that you have in mind?
Yeah, there's one I can think of. I was working on one of these low budget films that, like we were talking about, and it was with the guy that you remember that cop show, Starsky and Hutch, the American cop show, because the blonde guy.
Yeah, they did the remake actually with
with Ben Stiller and who played the
Owen Wilson.
Owen,
Yeah.
Good choice. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so it's with the original, I think Hutch guy. And you know, he's the hero of the film, and there's a gunfight at the end of the film, and he's got an M203 grenade launcher at the bottom of his gun, and he's out of bullets, so he looks at the grenade launcher and launches at me and another guy, which is supposed to explode us out the back of the cabin through a window. And the problem with this was the way the coordinator decided to do it. He was going to use an air ram, which is like a pneumatic platform, and you run on it, you step, and it launches you like, 30 feet in the air, depending on the amount of air pressure that you put in it.
There's a lot of pressure in this.
Yeah.
It looks easy, but there's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure, and I still have knee issues from it, because I don't think they use it much as a piece of equipment anymore. It's hard on your body. The main problem with the stunt was I had to get exploded out the window, but the frame of the window, they would put, tempered glass, which when they set the effects, it blows up and whatever, but the frame couldn't be touched. And the way that I usually go off with my usual trajectory, I knew that if I did what I usually do, I would have hit the top beam, and probably broken my neck, because once that thing launches you, you've got no more control. So I was worried. So what I did was myself and the team, we had built a frame with the exact dimensions of the window out of a gobo stand and some tape. And on the first try off the air ram, sure enough, I clipped the tape. And I would have probably done exactly what I thought, which is broken my neck. So all the day before, I practiced over and over, going through, trying to adjust my trajectory so it didn't look too dull. but I could still have some life and give, that kind of movement. And by the end of the day, I got it, and I felt pretty good about it. When we went to shoot the scene, there was one variable, and that was another actor stuntman that his action was to also go at the window, but he was not going to get launched. He was just going to throw himself through the window. So you'd have one guy coming through and another guy flying out the window, which was me. And they told him before we shoot the scene, wait for Jason. Call action, but when you see him go, then you go. Well, what did they do? They call action. What happened? He left before me. So the problem was he's running half a beat before me, and I'm like, oh Christ, I had to go. I don't want to wreck the shot, right? Low budget movie, costs money to do it again. So I'm half a beat behind him. But I know that the minute he hits the window, they're going to blow up the effects. So he hits the window just as my foot hits the machine and gets ready to launch me. When it goes off, they hit the pyro right in my face, because the pyro is supposed to be behind me, but because he left early, the pyro went off in my face. So I just closed my eyes, and at that moment I can feel myself starting to lift, and I'm praying that my body will remember what it did the day before, because I'm flying blind and I can't see shit. Sure enough, I came out okay, but I came out through a cloud of smoke and dust. I got a little bit cut by the glass, but that's normal.
Action! Okay, Richard, you want to do it again? Okay, great, beautiful.
No, let the nurse take care of it. No, listen.
Beautiful.
Let Michelle take care of it.
Yeah, look, come on.
You okay, Jerry?
Everything went okay, but that's probably a time where I was like, I figured I wouldn't come out of it the same. I could have got paralyzed, I could have got hurt.
Okay, do you have a project that you are most proud of? Sometimes it's not the big blockbuster, but it could be anything that you, in your career.
Yeah, there's a project that I shot like 2 years ago. It's a short film called Past and Future Kings. And I'm pretty proud of it. It turned out like it's one of those things that you don't really know how it's going to turn out.
I did it for the realm.
Oh, enough! Your ruler has asked you to show him the course of his reign. Sire, you're going to live a long and momentous life. There's nothing...
But I worked really hard on it simply because I liked the concept so much that I went to the guys and I didn't really care. I had no way of knowing if it was going to look good or whatever, because I've had so many bad experiences in my life with, the end result not living up to your dreams.
It's a very low budget movie.
It's a no budget movie. Everyone worked for free, but everyone that worked on it is a professional. And the thing that I realized after, working on it was the camera person who's the main DOP only works as an assistant camera person, but she's doing this because she wants to be able to show that she can step up her game and be a main DOP on a real show. The producer and director, the producer is a gun handler, and he works on all the big blockbusters. He's awesome at his job. He's very professional, but he really wants to show that he knows how to produce and put projects together. The guy that directed it works as a third AD, second AD on big blockbusters, but he wants to show that he can do more. So everyone on it is basically like, they're like I said, they're firing on all cylinders. They really want to show that they can do more.
An actress that you would really like to work with in the future?
Well, if
And the
I
reason why?
yeah, if I wanted my life to come full circle, it
Yeah.
would probably be Jackie Chan because that
Mhm.
was one of the original inspirations for me doing what I did. And I wouldn't even have, honestly, I wouldn't even have to work with the guy. If I could just go up, shake Jackie Chan's hand and say, "Thank you for giving me a career. Because of you, I had a career in Montreal." That would be awesome. You know.